We're back. All right, so yeah, the problem is you can't put your lens cap on. It just falls off. This is the NiSi Jet Mag Pro True Color Variable ND filter. And it may well just be one of the best variable ND filters on the market. But I've got some issues with it. Alright, heads up before we get going, I've not been sponsored to do this video, I've not been paid, I've not been given anything. I've paid for this out of my own money and I've had it for around 2 months now. Okay, so what is it? This is NiSi's Jet Mag Pro Variable ND filter. It's designed to magnetically attach to the front of your lens. It's meant to be quick and easy to take on and off, but most importantly, it's meant to be neutral. Now, I've used this variable ND filter for landscape photography, I've used it for video making, and I've used it on wide angle lenses. And so far, I've been pretty impressed. Let's talk about its main feature though, which is the fact that it's true color, or NiSi claim that it's true color, which means that it's meant to accurately replicate the colors that you're seeing outside. So let's go out now into the field and see how it performs under a little experiment that I've set up in my backyard. Okay, here I am outside with the NiSi, there you go, right way up, NiSi Jet Mag Pro ND filter. So what I'm going to do for this is take off the front, take off the back cover. Now I've already got the magnetic thread on the camera. If you're going to be taking this on and off, you might as well just get a normal ND filter. So just permanently keep this on and put a front cap over the front. So in terms of adding it on, simple as that, and now it's connected. What I'm going to do for this experiment is I'm going to start off with the minimum strength, which is 1, and then make our way all the way up to 5. Each time I'm going to be setting the exposure so it's equal across all ND strengths, and then you can judge any color casts or anything like that. And I'm also going to do my best to ensure that the polarization stays the same so you don't see any sort of weird effects. So my camera is saying that is exposed correctly. Same focus point. There's 1. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'll put the pictures up on screen. You can decide for yourself. Here they all are. And when you're done, and you want to take it off, simply give it a pull. You can't put the back cap on the front and vice versa. The magnets repel, which is pretty useful. So there you go. There they are. You just chuck it in your back pocket and carry on taking photos. Okay, I'm going to take you through a list of things that I like about this ND filter and things that I don't. Let's start with what I like, and that is the true color technology. Hopefully, as you saw from the test that I did outside, I'm actually quite impressed. There's no sort of green or brown tint that this puts onto the image. It is about as neutral as you're going to get, especially from a variable ND filter. The second thing that I like is that it does perform well on wide angle lenses. Now, admittedly, I've only taken this out to 16mm, but at 16mm, I found that it works pretty well. I've not seen any vignetting or shadowing in the corners of the image. So they're probably the two main things that you're looking for from a ND filter, that you're not getting any vignetting and that it's not color casting onto your image. The third and final thing that you find with some variable ND filters is it can, as you go through the ND strengths, you can sometimes end up in a critical area where you get a big X appearing through your picture or through your image. I've not seen that. So surely NiSi have got all the hard things correct. There's no color cast. You can use this on a 16mm lens. So surely if they've got all the hard things right, they've got the science nailed, they've got the physics nailed, the rest of it should be a walk in the park, right? Well, unfortunately, I think that's where NiSi has dropped the ball here a little bit. And I'm going to go through some of the things that I don't like, and there's quite a few of them. The first one. So when you purchase the ND system, you'll get a load of step-down rings. So on here, I've got the 77mm step-down ring. You've got some more here. So this is a 82mm step-down ring. And they provide these for you because This is essentially bigger than most lens thread sizes. So you just screw on one of these, like you can see here on my, I've got the 77mm on, you just screw it on and then you can attach the variable ND filter to it. So even though screwing these on and off is a bit of a pain, the idea is you only have to do it once. Do it once and then it's done. So these can live permanently on your camera, on your lens, which makes sense to me. The only problem is, this is the ND filter and I've got the front and back cap currently installed. So once you've done that, you're left with a lens which you need to put a cover on. Unfortunately, with the step-up ring on, it just, your lens cap won't fit on, it will just flop around on top. So, all right, we need to cover this up. And they only give you a front and back cover, one front and one back cover. So you're left with either having an exposed lens, or every time you finish using your variable ND filter that magnetically attaches, you then have to unscrew it to put on your lens cap, which seems stupid to me, because if anything, having to now, if I want to use it, having to screw this on and then take off both these magnetic caps, get this one off, there you go, and then connecting it is way more work anyway, because you would, in reality, just the act of screwing this on would be you screwing on your ND filter. So it's completely nonsensical to me. So unfortunately, despite paying a fortune, because this is an expensive variable ND filter, despite paying all that, I then have to pay for an extra front cap, which then lives on the top of my lens. And if I want to do the same on my 66mm third size 16mm lens, I then have to buy another one. And if I've got these step-up rings on 3 or 4 of my lenses, I need to buy 3 or 4 additional front caps, which aren't cheap. If I look on Amazon now to see how much they are, right now on Amazon I can't even see the one that I have, which I think is the 82. I can't see the 82 mil size, but the 95 magnetic front cap is currently retailing at $49.99. So if you want to buy 2 extras of these, that's going to set you back $100 before tax. So that just seems like an end goal. I feel like they should be included, because if they're not included, you may as well just, if you're not willing to pay for the cap, you may as well just get a screw on. That just seems to me like a bit of a joke, especially considering how expensive this is. The other thing that I'm not so keen on is the locking system. So I mentioned it briefly in that test. If you line the white markers up, it is fully locked, which sounds great, but they're really easy to slide. And you'll find that quite often you line them up so they're locked in, and then just naturally by walking around, they will just shift across, and then before you know it, it ends up coming off. Another thing I don't like is if you're trying to adjust the polarization, sometimes you can end up moving the whole step-up ring and just naturally unscrewing it without realizing. So this is sliding really well, really easily, and then all of a sudden, as you continue moving that polarization, the whole thing, the whole setup, including the step-up ring, falls off, which happened to me once when I was messing around continuously trying to get the right polarization, ended up just coming off. I think it was just me being an idiot, if I'm being completely honest. If I had the issue, I guarantee someone else will as well. There's loads of morons living amongst us, not just me. And the final thing I want to talk about is this here, and I don't know if you can see it. This is very handy. This is used for changing the ND strength without having to move the whole system. That's great. The problem is, this is screwed on and it comes off with about 3 full rotations, and it's tiny. And why this annoys me is because I am constantly tightening this, and every time I go to check to make sure it's still tight, it's loose. So I think if they were going to release a second version of this, I recommend making it a bit longer, so there's a bit more screwing required. There's a lot of screwing being mentioned today. Or alternatively, maybe something like if it's permanently there, and then you can just fold it down and fold it back up. That would probably be more appropriate. I guess the reason why they want you to unscrew it is maybe if you're carrying it somewhere, if it's in a bag, you don't have to worry about it snapping off. But I think it could easily just fold down. That would be an easy fix. That was my review of the NiSi JetMag Pro. Hopefully this video has showed you that when it comes to image quality, it does not get any better than this. However, NiSi, if you're watching, there's a few own goals that I think need to be addressed. First of all is the fact that we're expected to pay extra money for these caps. Just either A, include them, or B, just make them compatible with people's lens caps that they already own. And if you can make it compatible with a lens hood, even better. Secondly, I'm pretty low confidence when it comes to this locking mechanism. Find a better way of locking this in place. I've seen better alternatives from other manufacturers, so maybe still what they're doing. Finally, this is an accident waiting to happen. Please find a way of making this more secure, maybe fold it in or something. So, do I regret buying this? Absolutely not. If you're solely concerned about image quality, this is the best VND you can buy. It's a bit frustrating to use at times, but in terms of pure image quality, which is all I'm bothered about, this is where you go. There are billions of videos you can be watching on YouTube, and you've just spent the last 10 minutes listening to me talk about a VND, and I appreciate that. If you enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe, and you'll be hearing from me again soon. Thanks very much. See ya!